We got this right. We got this right.
All right. Hi, and welcome to another episode of We Got This Right. Today we have a very special guest, my friend April. She's coming in from Washington, Tacoma?
Shortly Puyallup-ish.
Okay. And so, I'm excited to have her. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
And we're joined by...
Oh, yeah, Kaylee.
All right. Well, there's a couple reasons why I was excited to interview April because she's a single mom like myself. She's built a really successful realty business and she's a sober friend, which I always love hearing people's sober journeys. We'll just get into it. Well, and I know, April, we worked together at a bar for how many years? When were you there? I know.
Gosh, I can barely remember. I think I've blocked most of that part of my life.
What years were you there?
Oh man.
18?
Was it before COVID or during COVID?
It was before COVID into during COVID.
Yeah, probably 2018, 2019 to I started real estate in 2021. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And I was there from 2016 until they kicked me out. No, until I moved. Which even when the first time I flew into Washington after moving here, I went in to see a friend, to see Charlie, and she's like, "Oh, we're actually short-staffed tonight," and I worked. So
I was fall back into it.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, I'll work."
I'll always have love for the little dive bars.
I know. So, let's start with tell us a little bit about yourself, about your son.
Okay. My name's April. I live in Tacoma currently. In the process of moving to Puyallup. I've been in real estate I'm going on my 6th year now. Before that, obviously bartending and serving since I was 18. My son is 10. He is the center of my world. He is crazy, driving me up the walls right now because it's summertime still.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very active, trying every sport and just tender-hearted and energetic and keeps me on my toes.
Has he found a sport he loves yet or just still trying them all, figure out what he loves?
So he did a bunch of different camps this summer. Soccer has always been his number one pick. He's been doing that since he was 5. But he's starting to get heavily into football and skateboarding is huge right now. Yeah.
Well, that's fun because there's a good spot out in Tacoma to go skateboard, the indoor skate park.
Yeah, that's where we've been taking him.
Yeah.
They did a summer camp and he really leaned into it and it was just yeah, I think that, there's so many things that you can learn doing that every day was just a success. So it's really encouraging for him to pick it up.
Nice. And how old is he?
10.
Oh, that's a good age. My youngest is 10.
Mm-hmm. So is he going into 5th grade?
Yeah, 5th grade.
Oh.
And I love this age because he's my little best friend that drives me crazy sometimes, but they start finding their humor and what they're really into and they think they're funny, which makes it funny.
Yeah.
And they still like you, right?
I know, because then they're oh, my
Mostly.
kids' age. It's a lot. I'm their enemy one day and then their best friend the next day. I never know which version I'm going to get.
Yeah, we're starting that borderline hormonal thing, which is I don't know. He's wanting to take better care of himself, so that's good. But also,
the showering.
You're like, what is happening?
I know the boys my daughter showers almost every day, and then the boys they're better now because they're a little bit older. But about probably 10 to 12, and you have to shower.
Yeah,
it is time.
Thankfully, I have to fight him to get in the shower, but then he gets in the shower and he loves it. So it's just ridiculous. But now that he's getting older, he's got his little body sprays and he's he's going to sports and stuff. And he must have talked to somebody that wasn't mom because he was I think I should start taking showers every day. And I was like, this is a great time for you to start doing that. Thank you. Because
you don't want to be the stinky kid in class either, right?
So, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, tell us about your realty business. Why did you choose
Sorry, can I have a
realty?
stapler?
Hmm.
So
Oh,
I chose realty. I actually got my license during COVID. I mean, as everybody knows, restaurants were shut down, and I was just sitting at home with like nothing to do, and I was like, I need to. I At that point, I mean, 21. What was I like? From 2006, I was working in restaurants and bars. I was like, okay, what am I going to do with my life?
Hmm.
Because this can't be it. My son was turning 5 and I was going through a separation at the time. So I was like, okay, all these things are like compounding. He's going to be going to school. I'm going to be a single mom. Nights and weekends is where you make money to support yourself in the restaurant industry. I'm not going to get by on like days. I want to see my son. What would like translate well from what I do now? And it's still a service and it's more meaningful. So
mhm.
I love that aspect. And I'm great with talking with people. I mean, I was a bartender, so I feel like not only did it translate well into that industry, but it also like all the relationships that I built serving people and working with people in the industry, like I think that really I owe a lot of my success to that and the people that I know.
Yeah. And April sold my house in Tacoma before we moved out here. Was that one of your first sales?
What year was that?
20. No, I guess it wouldn't have been because that
Bad
was
at
in
this.
24.
24. No, I had done some. I've probably done a good handful at that point. I work a lot with first time home buyers, so I think
Yeah.
it was one of my like few first actual listings that I had. Definitely my first out state situation. So that was
Whereas, yeah.
yeah, that was new. Every transaction is a learning experience for sure.
Yeah, and I was just telling Kaylee how awesome it is that you bought yourself a new car, a Jeep, and then you paid it off like within a year.
Yeah, it was within a year I was able to pay
That's
it off.
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you. Kudos.
Thank you. I love her, but we've been in the shop a lot, so
Oh
That's
don't
no.
what
be
I
too
hear about.
happy for me.
I know. Do you name your cars? I name my cars.
Yeah, her name's Betty White.
Oh, I love it. Okay, that's what I named my friend Brooke's big white Hyundai Palisade.
Yeah,
My
that's
car now
awesome.
is Matilda.
Nice. Yeah, I love yelling at her.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh,
Oh, Betty White.
that's
Get her
cute.
that new hip and hopefully she'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, she just got both her shocks replaced, a new oil pan,
Oh my
and
gosh.
there was something else. I don't know. The list is too long at this point, but I knew what I was getting myself into with the Jeep. I just had to have it.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got that going for her.
Does your son love it? Love her?
He was actually like really upset I got rid of my little Ford Escape. I think it's
Oh
like
my
a comfort thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think he's grown on it now because, we could take the top off and stuff in the summertime and just kind
Yeah.
of tear it up
Enjoy
out
that.
there. So he likes that.
That's
Oh,
fun.
fun. Um, all right. Anything else about realty?
Um,
You love
eh,
it. It makes
I
you
do
happy.
love
You
it.
feel fulfilled helping
I
people.
do. I do. When I bought my first house in 2018, it was with my ex, but it was like such this empowering feeling to know that like I could do that. And coming from where I came from, like I was like, the thought never even crossed my mind that I would ever be in a position to do that. I didn't know how to do it. And um, I think that really inspired me to be able to teach other people that they could do it. So I
Mhm.
do home buyer classes, and handing people keys is like my favorite part of the job because
Yeah.
they're just like, some people it takes them, a month for this to happen. Some people it takes a couple years, and no matter the situation, you hand them the keys and they thought they couldn't do it. It's really cool to be like as much of that story.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love it. Um, all right. Well, moving into sobriety. So, to our listeners, I've talked a little bit about my sobriety journey. Today is my 2 years alcohol free. Thank you. It feels really good. I wish I would have done it a long time ago. Um, But I will say one thing that I've always, well, there's a lot of things I really admire about you being a single mom, building your business, busting your butt, being like a friend when I needed someone to like sell my house. And I feel like there was a million things going on because
Always.
we were kids had just lost their dad and there was
Mhm.
drama. So,
Well,
but I've always admired that you are also sober and you have how many years?
so for me, also 2 years on alcohol. June it's 2 years. I dipped my toes in a couple times and kind of
Same.
fell back out of it. Well, a couple times, it's a lot.
Yeah, same.
Um, it stuck this time. So yeah, June 22nd was my 2 years on alcohol, and then before that, before I got pregnant with my son, I was addicted to opiates, specifically like Oxycontin 80s and Percocet 30s and stuff like that for like 8 years, 8 or 9 years before that.
And no, I just admire so much that you will tell your whole story. You'll write a post and share pictures and tell your whole story. And I just admire that so much because I'm always afraid I'm going to get teary-eyed. I'm
Oh,
scared to tell
Yeah.
people that I'm sober. I work with kids. I'm a coach, and I'm so scared of being judged or shamed. This is actually like the first time I'm even really talking about it on this platform. So I just admire that about you so much. And I would love for you, if you're willing, to share your story with our listeners, as well as why you feel so strong. Because I always hear in the rooms, like, if you live your sobriety loudly, it helps people who are suffering in silence.
Yeah.
Uh, so, yeah, just tell us your story and then what makes you empowered to share your story so bravely.
It took a long time for me to get there to be able to share that, but I started following like a lot of influencers on Instagram that are sober, and they inspired me. And then there was some people in my circle that inspired me that were loud about theirs, and um, yeah, I had a ton of fear in sharing it. I had a ton of, you know, shame around it. I think one of the things that helped me is my friend was going to school for videography, and he was like, "Can I do like a documentary on you?" And I was like,
Hmm.
I was at a point in my life, I was like, if it makes me uncomfortable, I'm just going to do it because that's how you grow. And I've learned that. And I got feedback from people, that it inspired them, and I was scared to death. Scared to death to share those things, but a lot of people reached out and were inspired by it, and it took away that shame. And
mhm.
if people are going to judge you, then you don't really
Are they your
you know
people
you
anyways?
don't want them around either.
Yeah.
Like it very quickly separated people that I shouldn't be around. And the first time you get like a message from somebody saying that you like inspired them, it's like all the shame washes away, like all of the fear washes away. So it's definitely yeah. I had some people in my past too that like to use that kind of stuff against me, as
Hmm.
I'm sure, and everybody does that has
Yeah.
walked that life. And I just kind of got to a point. I was like, okay, if you're going to hold it against me, I'm just going to air out all my own dirty laundry, and then
Hmm.
there's nothing left for you to feel ashamed or scared of.
Yeah.
Do you
That
think
was
talking about your story like helped you be more like bold in sharing your story? Like the more you talked about it, the more comfortable you got with sharing your story?
I think
Or you just
so.
got to a point where you're just like, I don't care. Like this is me, take it or leave it.
The more I shared, the more support I feel I got. The
Okay.
Hmm.
more I found like people that could relate, and that made me feel better about sharing it.
That makes sense.
Do you
Yeah.
want to give us like a small bit of your story? I mean, I've watched the
Yeah.
documentary, which maybe we'll link in the show notes if
If
you want to send me the
okay, yeah.
link and we could do that.
Yeah,
But
sure
yeah,
we can.
give us like the Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, Cliff notes.
No, tell us the whole thing. Read it.
So, man, where do I start? Like my sobriety story, I guess, starts with my addiction story, and it started at a pretty young age. I started drinking probably around 13, 14, hanging around with the wrong crowd, pretty textbook kind of beginning there, I feel like, in my circle. my mom was a single mom to me and my two little sisters, and she had her own battles with mental health and addiction. She tried to hide it for the most part until I got older, but there were still signs from like a young. Uh, that definitely led to me like growing up pretty fast, and then kind of was caretaker to my sisters, in a way, and then I was like really when I was like 15, I got really like convicted, like this is like not right. And I was like, I'm out of here. And I left. Um, but a 15-year-old coming from that background, like I was just drinking and doing drugs and hanging out and just doing whatever I wanted to, getting that like freedom and trying to be young. The- uh, So that kind of carried on, just drinking and like recreational stuff until I was like 19 or 20. And I was at a house party and they were chopping up like an Oxycontin 80. And I was like, what's that? And they're like, well, do you want some? And I was like, yeah, sure. And they were like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, whatever. Didn't really, I knew nothing about it, and that spiraled into addiction before I even like knew what it was. Like I was sick. I was physically sick, and they were like, oh, I was like, what's wrong with me? I've been sick forever. And they're like, oh yeah, that's what happened. You're
You're
doing
like,
good.
thanks.
Yeah. I was like, what? Like, go figure. Uh, that friend that actually asked me, I think you saw, like, he passed away a few years ago because he never got on the other side of that. And that was kind of like another like defining moment in my life where it was like, not going to be me, like
Yeah.
it, it was really rough on everybody. And I have a lot of those friends still. And, unfortunately, a lot of them either aren't here or they're in jail or they're just living a really rough life. And it's, they're not me, not my kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, opiates was like about 8 years of my life. I lost my mom during that time, close friends, and a ton of toxic relationships. Like I dated my drug dealer at one point. Like it was horrible. Uh, yeah, it was rough. But at 28, I found out I was pregnant with my son, and I called for help immediately. Um, because obviously coming from where I came from, I wanted to break the cycle and set a different example for him. And then I got clean, but alcohol wasn't my problem. So, I did that for quite a while longer, and it was kind of the same cycle. Like I would drink and then I wouldn't, and then I would drink and then I wouldn't. Um, but
Well,
it's
and
normal.
I feel like alcohol, like it's so socially acceptable.
Yes.
It's
It's normalized.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And
And it's so bad for you.
it's
It's like the
I know.
worst.
It affects every
I know.
organ in your body. It's just
It's
crazy to me, but
literal
it's
poison.
poison.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing is like, it's so social. It's everywhere. Like it's so normalized that I was just whatever. But it took a while to accept that I was an addict to that too. Like I was just an addict and it was another
Mhm.
substance. And I wasn't like the type of person to drink every day, but good Lord, when I did,
Yeah.
it was just,
Well, and I know you haven't really, you go to meetings sometimes, but you've mostly done it on your own,
yeah,
right?
for the most part. I'll hop in on Zoom ones sometimes. I went with a friend to one. But it's just my dad's in recovery. Both my sisters, or two of my sisters are in recovery. One is still struggling, but a lot of them do like the meetings, but I didn't really get into that. I just got sick of my own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think there's so many ways to get sober. And I did get sober in the rooms, and I needed that at that time because I was new here and had no friends, and the
Yeah.
isolation and trying to be strong for my kids and my mother-in-law. And like, we're in a new place and we all have this huge loss. And I feel like out of everybody, I'm the one that should mourn the least, right? Because it was my
Yeah.
ex-husband. And which I've come to learn is like not a thing at all. But I was trying to
No.
be strong for everybody. And so I don't go to meetings as much as I probably should, they say, but I feel so strong in my sobriety. It is how I got sober, but there was a point, there was something you said that I was like, oh, you always hear, like,
Oh,
I
like
always hear it
everyone
when,
has their own like way, like you go to the meetings or you don't, or you did it yourself. Like, was it
oh,
like,
no, I was going to say when you were saying you didn't drink often, but when you did, they say in the rooms that like, it's not how often you drink, but what happens when you have that first drink. And
Yeah.
that's what I needed to hear because well, I feel like my alcohol went from like social to toxic during COVID, during that isolation and COVID during
Yeah.
2020. Plus there was other stuff going on. And I during COVID, like I started drinking a lot, but then I did like
Mhm.
a sober November or a sober October or something with like my work guys. And then I carried mine through to December. So I went like almost 90 days that first stretch. And so I was like, oh, I don't have a problem. I can go 90 days
Right.
without drinking.
Yeah.
And then I'd pick back up and it was like I never stopped. And I did that for 3 years before I got 2 years sober now. But like, because I kept thinking, oh, I'm not an alcoholic because I cannot drink for 3 months, 30
Yeah.
days,
Yeah.
4 months. But yeah, when
Same.
I did start drinking, it could be normal for like a day or two. And then I was off to the races.
Yeah. Yeah. I get one drink in me and I'm like, all right, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I, my mom used to black out a lot from alcohol and I definitely, it started getting to a point. I quit for 6 months after or before this 2 year stint. And I remember the first time I drank, I had 2 margaritas and I didn't remember them. And I was like, okay, maybe that was a fluke. I don't know what that was about. But then I went somewhere else and I had like 2 White Claws and it happened again. And I was like, okay, this is a real problem because
Hmm.
I'm like barely drinking and I'm not remembering what's going on. Like I can do anything. And that was, that was like a really defining moment. And then my son started recognizing like when people were
Yep.
drinking
Hmm.
and he was like, what are they drinking in the little, glasses? And I was like, oh no. I was like,
Hmm.
so there was quite a few like defining moments like that that pushed me to do better for me and him because I was like, if I can try to turn the tide here by showing you not to do these things and why not to do these things, then maybe you won't do these things.
well, and I think it's really hard to explain too, because like I've never thankfully been into drinking, but it like when have had a drink in the past, it's like, oh, can I have some of that? Like it looks good. And you're like, no, you can't have that. This is for adult. But like, how do you explain that it's poison for everybody, but you're still
Yeah,
drinking it? And like,
exactly.
it's like you're like kind of convincing yourself. It's what like when you're telling your kids what this is and why they shouldn't do it, but you're doing it, and like
Yeah,
for me, that's always been like a hard thing to explain,
yeah.
So I,
It,
yeah,
especially when kids are getting older, because and then they get like resentment against you because you're, they're like you're a hypocrite, and
Yeah.
they make these drinks look so good for
I
them. It's just
know.
like crazy marketing to kids. Like it's just, yeah, it's
yeah.
rough.
Do you feel like people around you knew, or do you feel like you hit it well? Because if I think back to like our bar days and like having a shifter or like working with you, I don't feel like I was ever like, oh, April's crazy. Like,
Oh my god. Like, I won't say any names, but I had some nights closing down the bar and I would wake
oh,
up
I
and
know who.
yeah, I would wake up the next day and be like, "Oh my god, is my car here?" And it was. And that was like other signs to me like, "Holy shit." Like it was the blacking out. It's just taking it to
Mhm.
the extreme that was always a problem for me. And you know, during that time too, like I was in an unhappy relationship and that you never really think that you're like coping until like hindsight and you're like, oh, maybe I was sad.
Yeah.
uh, so yeah, I think I was just unknowingly. And I just remember like I would get off work and that would be I couldn't wait to have that first drink. And I knew that first drink was going to turn into 4 drinks. And it just like, finally you can just like, I don't know, feel all
Yep.
right.
Yep. Nope. I know exactly what you mean. Do you Was there anything that happened before that June 22nd date, like the day before or a couple days before, that like made that the day that you're like, okay, I'm done?
Uh, so the 6 months before, no, that was, let's see, it was my son asking what was in the little
Mhm.
glasses. And I was like, that's a wrap.
And so you had people over, like, and it was shot glasses?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he, I had some, but we were like safe. We weren't going anywhere or anything. So I thought I was being responsible. But when we woke up the next morning, he was like, what was in the little glasses? And I was like, the reason he's asking me that is because he could tell I was different.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, and if you don't remember too, it's like, what version of myself was I? Like, it's kind of
Yeah.
like in hindsight, you're like, what did I do or how did I behave? And you don't
Yeah.
want to not know with your kids,
Yeah.
So,
No, that was
I had
the
some scary moments.
yeah, that was the turning point for me. I was like, okay, this is, and then I kind of in my mind too, I like put it in the perspective of if this was any other drug, would this be okay?
Yeah.
And that's a socially recognized as no, like it's not any
mhm.
different, especially for someone like me that has an addictive personality.
Yeah. No, I definitely have some scary moments with my kids. And my middle son would always clock it and be like, oh, mom's drunk. Mom's hit that point. And
Mm.
Yeah.
it just breaks my heart that like I did that
Yeah.
to him for 3 years, 3.5 years.
Yeah. Well, I was actually talking to a lady today. It was funny because I was at a listing shoot and the photographer, it was the first time that I used her. She pulled up while she was leaving and she was like, "Hey, congratulations." And I was like, "Never met this lady before. What do you mean?" And she was like, I stalked your Facebook and I wanted to, congratulate you." She was like, "I wanted to congratulate you on your sobriety." She's like, "I'm sober too." And just making those connections too is like
Oh.
super cool.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it and I was like, my parents were drug addicts and like I saw that and despite me thinking I was better than that, I ended up in the same freaking boat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I feel shame because my son got to see the tail end of it. He didn't see any of, you know, the drugs, but he saw the tail end of the alcohol. And my hope is like, he's very black and white with right and wrong. So he's like,
Mm-hmm.
if we go somewhere and he sees somebody drinking, he's like, "Mom, what the," pretty much. And I'm like, they're adults. They can make their own decisions. This is why I don't do it. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, lost my train of thought. I was
Real hurt.
hoping that he, seeing the difference that I've made and not doing it and making that choice for myself and for him will be beneficial for him getting older. Cause I mean, I feel bad that he saw that, but he has like a reference kind of now.
Mm-hmm.
And because she
Mhm.
was like, I raised my grandchildren because their parents were drug addicts. I never did anything around them and they still ended up, you know, choosing drugs. And I was like, so, I mean, all you can do is the best that you can do and just hope
I
that
know that.
it works.
Well, and I guess what I wonder too is, like addiction runs in my family. Like literally, I have a lot of siblings, like there's some addiction one way or another with everyone except myself. And so I'm like, I do wonder, and I wonder if you think the same thing, is like the genetic like predisposition for
Yeah.
addiction, right? Like, because like you even said, it's not going to be me, like never going to be me. Like you saw that, you experienced it. You're like, you got out of there young, I moved out young too. And like, do you think that had some part to play in it? Like,
I do.
you do?
I think that there's a
Absolutely.
predisposition because my parents never drank.
Mm-hmm.
I never grew up seeing aunts and uncles drink. Like no one in my family drinks because I was raised Mormon. Nobody drinks. And I started drinking in college, so I was older. Um and I feel like I drink fairly normal. I think the bar life definitely makes your normal a little
Is it normal?
drink heavy,
Yeah.
but
No,
like I
it
never
made a
drink
huge
from
impact getting out of the
it
restaurant
did.
industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, getting into the bar life, I was like, holy moly. But I think COVID, I was dealing with my kid's a stepmom trying to shut me out and take over and just make me go away on top of COVID and isolation. And so I think I had the predisposition. And then when my emotions got to a point I couldn't handle them, couldn't seek help
Yeah.
because everything was shut down where we were. Well, she's from Washington too. Like we were shut down a long time and there was no resources. And I was completely alone with just all I would see really was my kids.
It's like, what do you do?
Yeah,
You know?
and then
Yeah.
my motherhood was being challenged and I just went to a really dark place for a long time. But do you
Yeah.
feel the same, like a predisposition and something sets it off?
Oh, absolutely. Like I mean, my mom and my dad were both addicts. My sisters are, like, it runs deep. I mean, my grandparents were, so it definitely
Mhm.
runs deep. And I had no, like, education on the matter at all. So my hope for him is, like, talking about it and being open. And I know that's
Same.
important. Because he's gonna get older and he's gonna probably wanna try things and stuff. So I just want him to be aware. That's a little
That's what
different
I
for
tell
us.
my kids. Yeah, that they need to be aware because we got divorced because of his drinking. And at the time, I didn't feel like I had a problem. It was years later that mine developed, but they've seen their dad get sober, even though they were little. And sometimes I'm like, they don't have the memories of his drinking that they will of mine,
Yeah.
but they did see him active in recovery. And then hopefully with me too, they'll remember my drinking and what it was like, and then the getting sober, and then the after and being active in my recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get to see you now. And I think that's huge.
Yeah.
Like, I know you live with that, like, guilt
I do.
and, you know, feeling like, how do you not think about it, you know? But like, you're also there for them for everything, right?
Yeah.
And I would say, April, like, I don't know you, but it sounds like you're very involved too with your son. And
Mhm.
like, what better way to like live your recovery by like living it every day with your kids? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I you know, trying to hide it and stuff, I don't think would help.
No. Yeah.
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 If you could go back in time and tell your like, and you could do this for alcohol or the drugs, but like your addicted self, look at me now, like what life for you is like now, what would you tell her?
Oh man. You
The
wouldn't
like
even
in the
believe it.
trenches. Yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't even believe it. Like it's kind of hard because like even in my trenches, like I still thought I knew everything. Like I thought I was
Yeah.
doing fine, you know, and I truly wasn't. But I did always have this like underlying belief that if you were a good person and you tried to do the right thing, like you would come out on top. And I just, yeah, I would just tell her to hold on. It gets better and
Yeah.
just keep trying because it's real beautiful on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's what I think I would tell myself too, is like, don't get, because I think I had a book at one time with like how many first days I had, and I had hundreds over the 3.5 years I tried to get sober,
Yeah.
hundreds of first days, and I would fail and I would beat myself up. But like, I kept telling myself one day it's going to click.
Mhm.
Like, don't give up until it clicks. And I didn't.
Yeah.
And then here I
You
am 2 years
did.
later. Yeah.
Yeah.
One
I
day
know
there's
you
going to be a
carry
last first day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know can carry a lot of shame, but what matters is that you did it and you did it for the right reasons and you're still doing it. And I'm very proud of you.
I'm proud of you too. And you know what's really cool is how many people that we used to work with in the bar that are now sober.
Yeah.
There's like, I'm trying to think, I think there's at least 4.
Yeah. No, it's
So
awesome.
it's pretty
It's
cool.
you start a fire, like people are
Yeah.
watching, you know, and it's funny, like oh, I just posted this thing on my story the other day, and it was like a girl, like when you tell everybody you stop drinking, and everybody tries to justify why you should and why it's okay, and all of these things, and people do that because they don't want to take a look at themselves, you
Mm-hmm.
know, especially with alcohol. And I think when you're so open about it and you stay strong in it, people really start to like look inside and be like, oh, you know, maybe
Yep.
maybe I could drink less too.
Yeah, I had someone tell me that. So when I was trying to get sober and would be at the bar and get off shift or whatever, she would be like, "Oh, come on, Jules, you can have just one," and I'd be like, "No, I can't." And she would always be like, "No, Jules, come on, just one, just one." And now that person is sober, and she told me recently that like I knew I couldn't have just one, and like so it was like misery loves company. Like I
Yeah.
want to try and
Yeah,
get you, because I know that I can't stop. And now she's over a year sober too, so
that's awesome. That's so
you can
cool.
do it.
Well, and I think
Yeah.
looking at it from the outside too is like, I think showing people and living out loud that you can have fun without drinking. I
Mhm.
think that's the biggest thing. Like, we have so much fun.
I
Like, we do like really cool stuff. I'm like, I feel like we do stuff that, like, if we were out drinking, we wouldn't do.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because, like, that's all we would be doing is drinking.
Well,
right?
like Vegas, like I
Yeah.
text a
Yeah.
friend, we went to Vegas for the girls' nationals, and I'm like, oh man, it's so crazy what you can get done in a day in Vegas when you don't need to go take a nap and like you're not going
Somewhere.
booze hunting and
Yeah.
like an escape room and the
Yeah.
M&M store and the Hershey store. Like we did all the things and
That's
Yeah.
so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. I've been to Vegas since I went to Watershed. I still
Oh, yeah.
sometimes go to bars with my
Yep.
friends, and they find out that I'm not drinking, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're so fun!" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm still a human."
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I can go to bars and I feel fine. I don't
Yeah.
feel tempted at all. And I'm actually bartending a wedding next weekend in Washington.
Nice. Yeah, I did a bartending gig not too long ago, and it was like it was different being on the other side. It didn't bother me at all, but yeah,
Same.
it's refreshing to be in those environments and not even like not have it affect you and be able to have more fun, more true, authentic fun because
Yep.
you're not going to wake up the next day and not remember or regret or have a hangover or have anxiety or any of those things. Like the positives just outweigh the negatives so much.
That's
The
we
hangover-
always do that. Like when we wake up and we're like, and people were drinking and we weren't. My husband and I will always be like, "Don't you just feel so great waking up without a
It's
hangover?
amazing.
Like everybody else is waking up today feeling rough."
Yeah.
Just
And
miserable.
And my best friend Kate is also sober. She's 4 days sober more than me. Kate that was living with me when we moved.
Oh,
And
good.
I know. And me and her talk about like that heart racing palpitation, like the morning and like, oh, it's brutal. Like the thought of it makes me just anxious
Yeah,
because it's
the
so
anxiety.
The anxiety.
like you just literally feel like your heart's going to beat out of your chest and like nothing makes it better but alcohol. Like,
And
that's
every time
miserable.
you're like, "Why did I do this?" And then you do it again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing with us. Is there anything else you want to say to our listeners about sobriety or anything before we move on to the next part?
No, just if you're, thinking about it, it's worth it. So
It
keep
is
trying.
worth it.
It might
I
not
agree.
take one, but just keep trying.
Keep trying. Like I said earlier, one day it will click. Just don't give up on yourself before the miracle happens because
Exactly.
it took me 3.5 years.
And I think it's good to have your community too, right?
Mhm.
Like to know the people that, are around you, like whether you go to meetings or not, that like there's people all around you living this life. And I think it's really important to get connected with those people and just
Yeah.
know.
Well, not
I'm a-
near you. There's a sober bar, and that's like a community.
That's
like,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
You guys, they celebrate each other's sobriety dates and stuff there.
Yeah.
I've
So,
seen-
I fully support the meetings. My dad has been, part of AA, and that really works wonders for him. So I fully support that. For me, Sober AF, it's a non-alcoholic bottle shop, and they do events like bingo nights and Lego
Paint
nights
and
and
sips. I've seen like
paint
paint and sips on
sips.
there.
Yeah, all the stuff that you would do like at a normal bar, but in a non-alcoholic environment, which I think is just so cool
It's
to
really
have.
cool.
But it's down on South Tacoma Way, and it's owned by my friend Stephanie, and it's just a really cool spot. Just got to find your community in this. I think that's the biggest part.
I
Mhm.
agree.
You're
Yeah.
not alone.
Because if you keep hanging out with the same people
Yeah.
that you're drinking with,
Yeah.
you're going to keep drinking.
Yeah.
And not that you can't be friends with people that still drink, because I think we both are.
Oh
But
yeah.
I had to get my footing first.
Yeah. Absolutely.
before I could do that. All right. Well, we always do a segment called Sad
What's
Question
it, the
we'll go first and then we'll ask you yours so you can get
Okay.
like the word. Do you know yours?
No. Do you know yours?
Well, mine's kind of been the same, starting a new job, but
Oh, yeah.
today was like so I started working at like a private K-8 school, and I'm a K-1 teacher's aide. And so the last like 2 weeks of work have been getting the school ready, but today was like the first day of school. So
Well, then I guess ours is the same because both of our daughters
are
go to
going
that
there.
school now. So, yeah, it was nice. I'm glad they got in, and I'm glad like my daughter had a good day. I don't know how yours
Yeah.
go. But yeah, just like,
Good for her.
dropping off and getting all emotional. And they had like a really fun back to school night yesterday. And
Oh
that
my
was
gosh.
really sweet and emotional. And
Like the best back to school night I've ever been to
I
my
know,
whole life.
it was so sweet.
Because it's a private, like, Christian school. And so they, like, did prayer and, like, kids could come pray on you. And, like, this teenage boy I don't even know, like, was the first one, like, to come, like, lay hands on me and pray. And, like, all of us teachers were just sobbing.
Aw.
And then, like, this little girl, she got a picture.
She was, like, holding her
my
hand.
hand. Yeah.
praying for her. It was
Yeah,
so
so
cute.
cute.
That's so
Yeah, it was great.
awesome.
Yeah. So kind of,
Yeah, same.
school, first day of school. So, but I'm going to start a book of like the crazy things kinders and first
That'd be
say
cute.
because
Oh,
I just
please
know there's
do.
going to be some wild stuff coming out of their mouths.
Oh yeah, I follow a couple TikTokers that is their whole content, like, and it's
Is it-
them just reading what these kids say every day. It's hilarious.
Is one of them the guy that clicks his pen
Yeah,
and he says, come to the, yeah, I follow him too. That's what inspired me to do it.
That's funny.
so funny.
Well, what's your side quest of the week?
Well, I am currently, I get keys to a new place tomorrow, so I'm currently in the middle of chaos. I have my phone propped on a Costco tote right now, so it's that's side quest number 1, and then side quest number 2 is I am studying to do the peer support counseling. And I'm almost done with it, so I am like trying to force my ADHD self to get that done.
Congrats.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's amazing.
I hope to use it to help open some sober living. That's like my big dream is to open some
Oh my
sober
gosh.
living houses in Pierce County.
Be
it's
amazing.
Just
It's
a
needed.
baby, just a baby idea right now, but we're slowly working towards that.
I know you're going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you've done so much already.
know.
Sky's the limit, April.
I'm trying. Like, what else
was
can I do?
told-
What else can I
Yeah.
add to my plate?
I always tell Kaylee I'm a dreamer and I want to be more of a doer, and she helps me be more of a doer
Yeah,
because she's a
my-
doer.
She's my dreamer. I'm the doer. Like,
Awesome.
That's what I need. I just need
would
another
love to
one of
come-
me.
Yeah.
I would come paint and help you get those going. Let me know when you get there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Come and
I will.
all right, we are both big bookworms. Do you know what your favorite book ever is?
That is really like
I
such
know.
a hard
We don't have
question.
the time. It's a hard question. Maybe like
It's
top 3.
so hard. So I love any book about like somebody's sobriety journey.
Do you read Annie Grace?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I'm sending you a book.
Yeah, send me Rex after this. I am hooked on all the Sarah J. Maas right now.
Oh, me too. New books coming.
I know. Oh man, this is so hard. I think everyone should read the 4 Agreements because I think it really helps your mindset in like not giving a shit what people think about you and not taking things personally and just finding more peace within yourself.
Mhm.
And then I think that the Red Rising books are really good too.
Did you read those?
I think I did.
I think you did too. Do you is there a favorite sober book that you can think of?
All my books are in a box.
Well, if you think of it
yeah,
later
you can send
too,
it
so
to
that
us.
way we can link it and share with our listeners. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Jenkins lady.
Yes,
her
say
sobriety
me,
book.
her. Me, her. Me
Me,
too.
her.
I
Me,
follow
her.
her. And me, her. I've read her book too, and her sobriety story is like amazing. And she always says, I could have missed this, which
Yeah.
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 But she was dating a cop the whole time.
That's crazy, right? Like
I know.
the will of a drug addict is insane.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, put them to work. Like, seriously, they like the lengths you go to, and like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
To
the lies.
conceal
Yeah.
what they're doing. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
There's another one I'll message you once I
Okay.
remember what it was, but it was another good sobriety journey.
Are you reading anything now?
I am on what is it? Hour of Dawn in the Throne of Glass series. So I'm on the last book of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it your
so
first time reading it?
It is. And I am. Yeah. So I'm counting down the days for the rest of the Avatar releases. And then I am probably like a third of the way in. So nothing crazy's happened yet, but that whole entire series has just made me hold my breath.
I know. And that's a good one. It is a longer one, right? That one?
Yeah,
It's
I
a
think this
pretty
one's
big
like
book.
900 pages.
Yeah. But it's
How?
it's good though. Once you like get to like a certain point, you're like, okay. Because at first I thought that one was a little slow, but like you just need to know what happened. So you're
Yeah.
just like,
I will tell you, I had so many friends recommend this book to me, and I tried to do it on like Audible at first, and then I tried reading it too, and it starts so freaking slow in the beginning that I put it down like 15 times before I
Mhm.
finally like pushed through and got through that first book, and then it's just like so much stuff happening all the time.
It's hard to keep up and like all the people that like tie all these theories together. It's like like I can't remember what I just read 5 minutes ago. I'm like, how do you tie
Yeah.
like okay.
How many books are in that?
A lot.
Okay.
Cause it has like the Throne of Glass and then a Court of Thorn and Rose. Like they all
Okay,
tie
I've seen
together.
that,
You know,
but-
it's like a
Yeah.
huge
So
world.
it's in Throne of Glass, it's 7 altogether.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just thinking that last night when I was reading it. I was like, how in the hell does somebody come up with all these plots, with all these people, and make it all tie together in 7 books later? Like, I
Harry
don't
Potter.
remember what I did yesterday.
I know. I heard she has like a whole like dictionary. Like she says she's going to put out when it's all done because that's how she keeps track of everything. Like if someone got a hold of that, that's like gold, you know?
Yeah.
So
Oh my gosh.
It's probably like
So
an
cool.
investigator with like this person, the
Yes.
string that ties to like this city.
Yeah.
it's so much.
So creative. Like, awesome. But
I'll
Mhm.
I
have to
couldn't
read
do
it
it,
one
but I
day.
love reading it.
Yeah.
Have either one of you read The Count of Monte Cristo? Because I want to read it so bad, and I hear it's like one of the best books you can ever read. But it's also
Book
like
club.
900 pages. It's like 900 pages. I think it'd be hard to find.
Okay, never mind. Well,
Yeah.
maybe we could just read it.
Yeah, I have it. It's sitting on my shelf. It's one of my favorite movies, like the original, old one.
Mhm. Are you reading anything?
I'm still reading The Perfect Son.
I know.
'cause I haven't
I'm still
read-
reading my book too. So
Did you ever read Quit Like a Woman? I think it's Holly Whitaker.
Wait.
Holly Whitaker? Quit Like a Woman. Did you ever read that one?
I don't think I have. I think that's in my TBR. It sounds familiar, but I don't think so.
how do you track your reading? Do you track your reading?
I use Kindle.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need to smell a book. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called Quit Like a Woman, The Radical Choice to Not Drink in a Culture Obsessed with Alcohol. And it's
Ooh,
Holly
yeah.
Whitaker. But I'm gonna send you a book. At one point, so it's called This Naked Mind, and it's encourages people to do 30 days of no drinking. But while you're doing that 30 days, like read this book and ask yourself these questions about your not drinking. And she's like, I'm not here to try and get you to quit drinking, but she talks about the psychology of it and stuff. And I at one point bought like 10 copies and gave them to like every one of the girls at the bar.
I love that.
I don't know how
I
many
love
of them
that.
read them.
I've heard of that one.
It's so good. I've read it, I think, like 4 times. I've listened to it. And then she has a podcast that I love the earlier years of. So
Nice. I'm seeing if I can pull up. I read Matthew Perry's.
oh yeah, I read that one too.
That one was good. Let's see if they just pull up the one I'm thinking. Trying to the tip of my tongue. It's driving me crazy. I'll have to just message it.
Okay, message me. But all right, well I think that's it. But we're gonna stop recording, but then I have a couple questions for you off camera.
All right. Anything else?
Nope. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you are sober curious or have any follow-up questions, hit our inbox either on Instagram or we got this right 2026@gmail.com.
All right.
We got
Thank you, guys.
Right. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
April.